and they hate. They don't find a weak bone in his body. He's not to be dictated to. He's not to be controlled by outside forces. He's a man who says what he pleases. He goes where he pleases. He does what he pleases. For the very reasons that we love him. We love him because he unites us together as brothers and sisters. There are many who desire to control his tongue. You have heard so much about him. But in a few minutes, you're going to hear from him. Good brothers and sisters, the haters are on the outside. All I feel is wall-to-wall, wrap-around love.
But moving on. All right. Well, I'd like to say we're ending on a high note, but we don't do that here because how can you cope with hope? So, Charlie Kirk. Everybody knows that I hated him, and I don't use that word lightly. I hated this man for a long, long time before anybody even knew who he was. I've known about Charlie Kirk for a long time. Once again, another thing that people didn't listen to me about. But, see, because I know that in order to, if I'm going to hate something, I can't hate something I don't understand and I don't listen to and I don't know the facts about. And I know the facts about this dude. And this dude is a piece of shit. He lied on a regular basis. And the thing is, if you don't catch a liar, you may catch the liar. If you don't call him out, if you catch the liar, you know he's lying. Great. But say there's 100 people who don't know he's lying. They're going to spread that message. And all they got to do is spread his video. See, and you can say, oh, no, he's lying. You might get 5. You might get 5 people to believe you. But this wave is rippling well beyond you. And then by the time that everybody finds out he was lying about that whole thing, and that everybody finds out, they're like, oh, but he said this, though, but this was way more important. Like, that's not even important anymore. That's not, okay, fine. Well, everybody makes a mistake sometimes. But then they think he's a god everywhere else, though. And you build him into a god. And the fact that you build a racist into a god, he say clearly racist things. And if you say he didn't say racist things, that just tells me, guess what you are?
Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
When blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today, they were less murderous, there was less break-ins. Why is that? And the data shows they were actually better in the 1940s. It was bad, it was evil, but what happened?
A certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder.
Easy math, right? So you build him into a god. So now a god has to have a predecessor because you people are so easily taken in by Shakespeare and old wives' tales that everybody is trying to be a successor. His wife's trying to be a successor, but his wife is not a convincing liar. We've all seen that, right? She's not a convincing liar. Not at all. And she can't even lie about what happened to her husband. So that's not good at all. I as much as I hate Candace Owens, I think there might be something hitting to what she's saying, but we'll get into that one too as well. But they're also trying to put JD Vance in that position, but JD Vance is a flip-flopper. We've already seen what he does, and he's going to try to play the Jesus kick, but kids don't like him. He's a creep. He's a weird dude. Like, you know what? Like, because he's still that guy who got picked on when he was young, and people see that. People can tell that a mile away. He has no. Everybody thinks that he's a slick talker now. No, he lost that debate to Mike Walls. I mean, Mike Walls, Tim Walls, but Tim Walls is an idiot, and he still beat him in that debate because Tim Walls really believes in doing basic things in order to fix the people's lives. And he's not trying to be rich, which is one big thing about Tim Walz I will give him. He's not trying to get rich off of this. He just wants to be a regular dude. He wants to be the guy up the street. I like that. But he also wants to be the white guy up the street. I don't like that because he turned on Kamala and he should be praising her and saying how right she was. And instead, he's giving her no credit. He acts as if he dislikes her. But anyway, we'll also have another episode on that. But they're trying to find his predecessor, and there's no one. Benny Johnson. Oh, Benny Johnson got ruined because Benny Johnson likes to touch penises. And I told everybody that. I think Kirk needs to like touching penises. Let's be real. He spent days, months, years on the road with young college people, mostly guys, telling them how they need to be more manly. And it's just weird to me because I know what most guys like that do. They like to play grab ass. Once again, Benny Johnson. And Benny Johnson, the fact that he gears his stuff to real young kids should also give you guys a eye opener. But I refer you to the line ahead, up there. No, wait, right there. Stop having kids. You're just doing it wrong. You can't keep an eye on them 24/7 when there was no internet, and now with the internet, you need to stop having kids because y'all can't even keep your eyes off the screen of the internet. Anyway, all right, but this new kid, Brylan HollyHand, I've never seen anyone want something more in my life. And it's all right. And this, you know what? This is kind of funny. This is a kind of a light way to end this episode. Is because it's funny because he will never be Charlie Kirk. Can he get the Charlie Kirk audience? Yes, because the Charlie Kirk audience are such fake Christians. They're such fake Christians. They'll have to go along with this white bread, lovely human being. It just so happens that he's rich. And he's backed by rich people, super rich people, to the point where he got a free private jet ride, right? Who doesn't get one of those? But what I've seen, it seems like he is a genuinely nice guy, and I think there's a lot of genuinely nice guys who got caught up with Charlie's rhetoric. You know, and their religious rhetoric is to always forgive. So when they see other people not forgiving him, that's kind of the other person sinning, and you're doing the right thing. Like they're all fucked up in the sauce. They're all confused in the game. But I think they're all overall good people. So here's my thing: is I don't think that Brylan will be able to deliver the racism and misogyny that Charlie Kirk delivered so easily. I don't believe he'll be able to do that because I believe that Brylan HollyHand actually really likes girls. See, there's an element of these people you let take over the right. And it's the same with all of them. They all hate women because if you look at all of them, they are all losers who probably never got women back when they were younger. And their mother probably left their father or wanted to leave their father, or their father abused their mother, and they blamed the mother for it because they're on some weird shit. They got some really, really weird daddy issues, which is why they called Trump daddy for a good while during his campaign and didn't feel weird about it, but then called everybody else gay. Well, you were just calling the most punk ass man in the planet a daddy, and I say that because does Trump give you the idea that he could beat anything up, including pussy? I don't think he can beat a drum. He looks like a punk who got picked on in military school, and the gay stuff they do in military school, who knows what they did to him there. And he came home and his wealth allowed him to treat people like garbage, and he just became accustomed to it, and everything was handed to him and fell into his lap. He messed with organized crime and got away with it. He messed with underage girls and prostitution and got away with it. So this is what y'all have created, and now you guys want to be that. the American dream is to be untouchable by the law. Okay, when people say that to you, that's why they want to be rich. They want to be rich because they want to be untouchable by the law. They want to rape women. They're really that kind of twisted. Like, you don't believe me? Look at this kid. That kid. I don't remember where it's at, but his father's a coach or some shit, and he raped this girl, and they're trying to get him off. He raped multiple girls, and they're trying to get him off. Like this is what they want. They want to be that, but I don't believe that. These young men that they're raising religiously like that, I believe they really do. For the majority, they really do believe in what they're being taught about being a good person, right? And loving everybody and everybody being equal. I think they really do believe that, and they think that, but they're taught that sometimes you got to let the people who are evil and they don't have the right thing in mind. As long as they say they're doing it for God, then you just got to go ahead and let them do it. No, they're going to get to a point where they're going to see, no, these people are not godly, and they're going to turn on it. They're going to have to make a decision whether they're going to go with the racist or they're going to be an actual human being and be what a real Christian is supposed to be. And I mean, it's going to be they're going to have a civil war, bro. The civil war is happening inside of MAGA right now as we talk, but the pro pedophiles and the non pedophiles, like, it's crazy. So anyway, the Brylan HollyHand, this is why they're fighting him taking over, because why would you not want him? I mean, his name alone is iconic. It's ridiculous. And then if you look at him, he's like whatever. He's like a black person who hates white people couldn't even be mad at this guy. Like, he's like, look at him. Come on, man. I mean, look at that. It's who wants to hurt that guy? And if he actually is a good person and he doesn't say the things that Charlie Kirk said, and my only problem with him right now is that he pushes Charlie Kirk as a good person. But even though he has also admitted to the stuff that Charlie Kirk said, it was fucked up, though. I kind of give it to him. But my issue is that look at how they're fighting against him getting in there because he's not the douchebag. They want a douchebag. They want Charlie Kirk to promote douchebaggery, and this is why Nick Fuentes is getting up there, because they rather those young white men turn to Fuentes than turn to Brylan HollyHand, because Brylan HollyHand is really a softie. Even though Charlie Kirk was no alpha beat 'em up guy either, he was a whole bitch, and you could cancel all these guys out by saying, yo, all right, so men are supposed to be alphas. Okay, are you an alpha? Yeah, okay, all right, so put on some gloves. Let you box me right now, and let's see what happens. And if I win, that means by law that you should just do what the fuck I say, right? I would have been challenged President Trump to a boxing match. Especially like I'll tell you this, who's the John? Clarissa Shields. Please challenge that motherfucker to a boxing match. Please. Tell him, say, if you call one more girl Piggy, we're going to do a charity boxing match. You consider yourself challenged. You know what I mean? Stand up for our black women. But anyway. It's just a weird situation. HollyHand is what Charlie Kirk created on the polar side. Rather than being a militant white guy, he's a nice, well, respectable white kid who's never known black people, so he can't say if they're bad or not. But all right, with that said, that's all I got for you today. That is another dosage of the Daily Cope. Take the cope and put aside the hope. This is not the time for the good feelings. Got a lot of bullshit going on. But I feel like we can make it through. I feel like we don't have a choice. But with that said, I want to thank y'all for tuning in for real. And let's stop leaning to the left. Let's stop leaning to the right. And let's try to move forward. This is your boy Apology. Like, follow, and share from the No Apologies Network. For everybody, peace.
Bye.